Okay. I think we have to open whichever one you were in. Is this here? That's Castle Branch. That's Rick.
You just share the main screen that you were sharing right there. So if you go to share screen,
You want to
you
do
go share that will share the main screen that you're on.
Okay,
So
then it's you.
then-
Go
yeah.
from there. Okay, perfect. I'm gonna sneak up behind you.
Okay.
Sorry, everybody.
All right, I'm being recorded now, so I will refresh what I said really quickly. The queue page, how you get to the queue, is how you get to the library page. Under quick links on the left-hand side is the library link, so that'll take you to our library homepage. On the library homepage, I point out the green chat button so you can chat with the librarian online. When you have any kind of question, you can ask us when that's green. The guide for the nursing program is, if you scroll down a little bit further, the research guides are here. I will point out next to the chat button though too, this is a search box that searches most everything that we have in our collection. So we've got about 65 different databases of article databases. So we got millions and millions of academic articles and newspaper articles, magazine articles, all that can be found here. But by searching here, you're finding business articles and history articles and political science articles and everything. So you're not necessarily wanting to find everything. So that's why we've got the guide set up for you. So if you go down to the research guides, that'll take you to our research guides. Under the program guides going to the nursing program, that takes you to just the resources that we have for the nursing program. So when you go to the articles tab here, that lists all the databases that are specific to nursing and the health sciences. So those are geared just for you. And as I said, during your classes, there'll be a librarian that comes around when it comes time for you to have your research assignment that you're working on, your evidence-based paper. We come around and help you with that and guide you through that. And then you can come back to us, chat with us with questions, anything like that. We can go over that with you. The reference tab again gets you background information on your topics. We've got a statistics tab, multimedia tab, which includes some health science videos that are interesting. There's a tab for various organizations that you might be interested in, a careers tab that might get you some ideas for various careers in nursing and so forth. So there's an APA citation guide. So if you got any questions, please reach out to the librarians and ask us. Again, we're downstairs in room 121D, but we're also available virtually through chat or by phone. You can email us too. Our email is on the bookmark that I passed out. It's generally easier to answer questions by phone or chat, because often if someone asks us a question, I'll have another question to ask back to clarify more about what someone's looking for. So it's easier to do that back and forth by phone or chat. But if it's 1 in the morning, I'm not around, so you might as well email us. So that'll help.
So it's on the recording. Can you go over the hours again?
Yeah, our hours in the fall and the spring semester were 8 to 4, Monday through Friday downtown in room 121D. And then at the other campus, whenever there's classes in session, we're 8 to 8, Monday through Thursday, and then 8 to 4 on Friday. And then on Saturday, the other campus also has hours from 9 to 2. And both campuses have study rooms that you can check out if you're a group of 2 or more people. You can grab a study room to study with the nurses. Love to study in groups, I know. So that's someplace you can do that. And yeah, any other questions people have? Great. Well, thanks for your attention.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, so my name is Megan Frederico and I work as an academic coach in the Office of Student Accessibility Services. You should have my flyer in your folders. I think it's light green. I just happen to have blue ones. So as an academic coach, I meet with students throughout the semester to talk about time management, study skills, organizational skills, test taking strategies. And as nursing students, you'll be balancing classes, jobs, families, social activities. So having good time management skills is really helpful as you start your program. Also, some students I meet with, they're looking for like a new study technique. Maybe the technique you've used in the past isn't working any longer. So you're looking for a new technique. Also like test taking strategies, managing test anxiety, topics such as that. To book an appointment or schedule an appointment with me, my contact information is on the flyer. This QR code links you to my Calendly account, so you can directly book. I have an office downstairs in 111D, not too far from the library. And I'm on this campus Mondays and Tuesdays during the school year, the September through May. The other days I'm on the main campus, but I can meet in person or on Zoom. So in person or virtual. And then just a little bit about SAS, which is the office I work for, Student Accessibility Services. We assist students with documented disabilities to provide accommodations to ensure equal access to courses, facilities, and activities on campus. I will leave a few SAS cards. I have some right here. If anyone is interested, I will leave a few cards here. Okay, does anyone have any questions on academic coaching or student
What room did you
accessibility
say you were in?
services?
What room did you say you were in?
111D,
And on Tuesdays and.
Mondays and Tuesdays in person on this campus. Okay, and like I said, any questions, email is the best. I'm here this summer as well.
Thanks.
So good luck in your programs. And I think Michelle is going to be coming in next to speak. All right.
Thank you.
Let me give this, if you go down that hallway, that's where the nurse educators are, and you might be able to find some. All right, how you doing, folks? Good morning. So my name is Michelle Brennan, and I work in the Office of Student Affairs, and I'm here to tell you about the services that we offer. You want to pull out this sheet that's in your folder, so you can make notes as we go. I'm gonna give you quite a bit of information today. I don't expect you to remember it all. Just remember that you need to, if you need help, ask for help, because everyone here really wants to help you. You are the reason why we are here. You are the widget of our industry. And your graduation means a lot to us. So I'm gonna start with, the Student Affairs team was led by the Dean of Students. The Dean of Students is the voice for students here at the college. If you were to have a problem that you went to your professor, you went to the director of nursing, you went to the dean, and it wasn't resolved, then you could work with the Dean of Students. The other thing the Dean of Students office does is they handle discipline. If you were caught cheating, that kind of thing, that's all handled through that office. But they are your voice, so if you feel like your voice is being heard, Terry Vecchio is the person you would want to talk to. Athletics and fitness, you guys are gonna be really busy, so I don't know if you're gonna have time to join the basketball team or the volleyball team, but we do have those things right now. Our athletic building is under renovation. but we do have those things that are available. Counseling and wellness. So when you pay your tuition and fees, in those fees are the following things I'm going to talk about. We have 2 licensed mental health counselors with a lot of experience that you can see at no charge. You don't need insurance, you don't need a copay. They can see you if you just simply want to work with them to balance all of the stressors that are going on now that you're in the program and working and raising families for those who have families. Or if you have a major thing that comes up in your life, they can handle it and they're there for you. The only thing they cannot do is if you are now seeing a therapist, they cannot see you in addition to the therapist. They also have the ability, if they're seeing you, to use a scriber. So they could, they have the ability to get medication for you, if that is something you need. It's not interns, these are really well qualified and I encourage folks to use them. Student life and leadership, again, you guys are kind of busy, so I don't know that you're gonna join the Glee Club, but we have, on Sunday nights, they will send out an email. It's worth it for you to go through the email just to see what's going on, because in addition to student activities and that kind of thing, we have some large health grants, so they do a lot in that with health. So they'll do diabetes screenings, you know, they'll do those kind of things, so it might be of interest to you, so I encourage you to read it. The home plate food pantry. They should not call it a food pantry, they should just call it the home plate market. Again, you pay these tuitions and fees, this is your right to use it. It is the nicest food market I've ever seen. They have fresh fruit, vegetables, fish, chicken, tofu, cleaning supplies, laundry detergent, olive oil, you name it. We have partnerships with Goya. But it really is, like, life is expensive. In order to do this program, a lot of students have to work less. So use this resource. They come down here on Thursdays, the truck comes down, it's gonna just take a bag, you put the order in, take a bag, they will give you what you asked for. It is done on an app, so you would just sign up, they verify you're a student, you could start in September, and you said, folks start in September. Okay, when you start in September, you could qualify. But I really do encourage you to use it. If you cannot be here the day they're coming here, they have lockers up at the main campus, so you just park your car, walk into the cafeteria, they give you a code, you open up the locker, and you take care of things. And you can access it once a week. So I encourage everyone to use that. Parenting student supports, that's me. So the college has recognized that 40% of our students are also raising families, are parents or caretakers. If you don't mind, how many people in this room are taking care of somebody or raising children right now? You're my people, okay. I was brought on to support you. How I can support you is I can connect you to basic needs. We have relationships in the community. We can help with food insecurity, housing. If you have legal, those kind of things, we can help with that. We have connection with Mass 211 for childcare, so we can help you apply for the voucher, connect you so you can apply for the voucher. I'm writing grants all the time. If we are to get it, we're trying to get grants to help with childcare because Massachusetts has the most expensive childcare costs in the country, and we are in a childcare desert. And I'm sure they've said this to you already, but if they haven't yet, they will say it to you later, but this is a really important. If you are a caretaker, you need a backup plan and a backup plan be a backup plan. Because that will absolutely derail you and it'll derail you fast. Because we all know if one kid gets the flu, the next kid gets the flu, and then you get the flu. So you really want to make sure that you have your ducks in a row. If you're not an organized person, today's the first day of organization. Like it'll just help you immensely. So you can reach out to me. I am M.A. Brennan, Michelle, and if there's any way I can help you, I'd be more than happy to help you. If you just simply want to make a connection, and then to find out if I do get grants for childcare and that kind of thing, I'd be more than happy to put you on my list. Brothers and Keepers is an affinity group here on campus for men of color. So you just reach out to that email and they would update you and get you the information for that. And then finally, Phi Theta Kappa. Phi Theta Kappa is an honors society. To get to where you're at, you probably have a GPA that will qualify you as a student. After your first semester, you will probably get an email inviting you to become part of Phi Theta Kappa. And I think it's a 3.7 or higher that you qualify. We have, it's $85, but we do have scholarship money. The reason this is important for you is it's up to you. If you're a member of Phi Theta Kappa, you get an automatic, most colleges will give you $10,000 to $20,000 in scholarship money if you tend to go get your bachelor's or master's. And then secondly, when you do graduate, you can put that on your resume. My husband is an engineer, and if you see Phi Theta Kappa, he always calls them in because he knows that they had the discipline and the diligence to get there. So even if they're not qualified, he brings them in to learn more about them. So it would give you something to put on your resume that would just, rise you up a little bit more.
If you join, are you a member for life?
Yes,
Okay.
yep. What's
You have
that?
to keep paying the dues.
No, I don't think so. I think once they're in, they're in.
I've never been asked to pay more dues. That was
Yes.
the first time.
No,
But
then
at different degrees, I think, do have to.
Some of them you-
join.
you have to, so this is just a general Phi Theta Kappa chapter. This is not like a nursing one.
Oh,
So this is just a college's Phi Theta Kappa, but it's a really strong chapter. We're probably the largest chapter in the Northeast. They have 900 members, which is really big for Phi Theta Kappa in a college. So I encourage you to do that. The most important message from the entire student affairs team is if you need help, ask for it. Ask for it when the problem is so small, because we can move heaven and earth to help you. We want you to succeed. Your success is why we're here. And we know that you've worked hard to get to this seat, and we want to just make sure that you are successful. Does anyone have any questions? Again, if you have any questions that come up, I am under Student Affairs, MA Brennan at QCC. Please reach out. Congratulations. This is a really exciting day. Will you folks start in September, I assume? All right, congratulations.
thanks
All
for
right, take care.
shouting.
Thank you.
So much. All right, everybody. So I'm thinking you guys might need a little stretch break. So what we're gonna do, it's about 10:52, so I'm gonna have you take a little break. Actually, I'm gonna pause because we don't need to record this. Well, we'll go from here. Okay, so I am gonna just go back to, guess I'll go to Blackboard here, and I just want to show you real quickly nope, I guess I can't do it that way. Oh boy, there's a lot of tabs open, Mr. Tiger. And Tiger will be back with us in January doing more training on research and helping you with your projects. Let's see. Okay, so nursing 101, and one thing just before I say anything else is that I did learn that the labs are open to register for. Okay, so I believe you were all registered automatically for the class. You were put in FA or FB, okay? But you have to pick and register for your lab for the fall, okay? So you can pick Monday, Wednesday, or Friday lab. Remember, it's only 2 days, 2 weeks of lab, and then you'll have a week of practice, and then you'll have a competency day. So if you pick Monday, then you'll come for 2 Mondays for teach, 1 Monday for competency. If you pick Wednesday, it's 2 Wednesdays for teach and 1 competency on a Wednesday. If it's Friday, it's 2 Fridays teach and 1 Friday for a competency, okay? So it's really a short period of time, and all of those days are listed. But you do want to make sure that is not something that we are putting you in. You need to register for that lab section. Okay, so nursing 101, the Blackboard looks different. If you haven't been here in a few years, we moved over to Blackboard Ultra. Every single course though is going to be set up this way from now until you graduate. So when you open up Start Here in Syllabus, you're going to see like I posted the orientation materials. I posted the book list. So you need the same books for 100 and 101, so it's all together. I posted the nursing 101 dates, which I'll open that up. Oh shoot. I think I'm not sharing. Losing it, end of the day here. All right, but you have your orientation materials, you have your book list, you have your dates, which I'll open. You have your syllabus, which is both sections. And then here, this is where you need to know if you're FA or FB, because the dates are different, right? You have different class days. Here is your centralized clinical placement ticket. Placement information, right? So we talked about doing those modules ahead of time. There's still stuff hidden, right? I don't think you have, yeah, I hit it. There's nothing open in lecture yet. Course assignments will be there, but they're not there yet because you don't need that yet. I opened up here the lab so you can see what we're going to be covering with lab modules. These are all links to videos if you want to get a head start watching those videos. I also have this little folder with goodies that you can see, just some extra little things in here, and that's where I put that little physical assessment form, right? And then math. So when you open up the math, you're going to see this is that electronic math boot camp. Okay, so this is the website that our faculty created. You can click on that. And then this is the practice test. That's again, not until January, so plenty of time, but some people math is what kind of is their little kryptonite. And then the exams are hidden too, because like I said, you'll have a take-home exam at the end of the semester. So probably most importantly is looking at this fall dates. I wrote this out separately just to kind of help clarify 101. But if you're in FB, these are your class dates. And if you're in FA, these are your class dates. And you'll all have a take-home final, which we'll be doing in December. And then on the registrar, I think you probably see, even on the day-by-day, that your final exam is December 11th, but you don't have one because you have a take-home. So you don't actually have to be here on that day. I have to be here on that day. And I always make myself available if anybody wants to come and chat with me, but your final will already be over, okay? And then the labs here, so all labs are 4 to 9. And this is Monday lab, this is Wednesday lab, and this is Friday lab, okay? So you can pick whichever one you want, okay? So you just want to make sure you register, okay? So contact your advisor if you need to, and make sure you register for a lab section, okay? Now, in addition to the scheduled labs, so you can see here, this is what I was saying. Monday, you have 2 scheduled labs, and then this is your competency day. So each section has the same thing, but it's either Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, right? So figure out which one you want to and sign up. Now, in addition to that, we have all these open practice labs. So we teach you, right? But then you're going to want more time to come and be practicing and practicing with your peers. And these are the days and times of those practice labs. I would plan to come to at least 2. Some people come to all of them, okay? Now, I will do signups for those when we get to the fall, because I can't have 100 of you in that little space over there, right? So typically I do 2-hour time blocks. So you won't be coming for a 6-hour day. I'll have 30 people, 30 people, 30 people, or somewhere around there, okay? So you'll be signing up for 2-hour time blocks on those open labs. And then if you are not successful on a competency, these are the days for like remediation and retake and things like that. So just to kind of, it already is out there just in case, but we want everybody to pass on the first try so we don't have to worry about that. Okay, but that's probably the most important thing on here for right now for you guys.
I'm a little confused on when the lecture days are gonna be. So is it every week during the semester's lecture, or is it just?
That's it.
during those days?
Just those days,
Okay.
or just these 2 days. That's it.
Okay.
Yeah, so nursing 100 is a little different, right? You have that as well, but this is nursing 101. You literally have 2 days of class. So you'll see, like, say you were in this FB, so Tuesday on 10/14, and then you might have, if you pick a Monday lab, you'd have 10/20, and then 10/27, then you come back for another day of class.
Gotcha.
Then you have the competency the following week. So it's basically one thing every week for about a month.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, how did you say again that we sign up for the lab?
I haven't told you yet, or I didn't show you, but if anybody's ever registered for any classes, that's how you do it, right? So you're gonna go into, see, mine looks different, so I'm not sure that this is gonna help you a whole lot, but let's see. Yeah, I gotta go to the key. So if you go to, hold on a second. Of course, they've changed this whole thing, which makes it more difficult.
Our schedule had it all wrong.
Yeah, that's what I told you.
Yeah.
You never go by what the register has, ever. Which I know sounds counterintuitive, but I'm not sure, because I do go through it 1,000 times, but okay. So I don't know if yours looks like this at all, right? But you're all cleared to register because you're in fall classes. And you're going to go to, see, for me, I go in and well, I'm in somebody else. I'm in the wrong. Let's see. Anybody willing to give me their ID and I can look?
17991.
179991.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's look at fall, see if it'll let us do it. And if it won't, then we'll have to contact advising. Is that you?
Yes.
Okay, so we'd go in and we'd do advisee registration. So it says you may proceed. So this might look different on your end, but see, I can see like she is registered for the FA section of the course and I want to add her lab. So we're going to just do NUR. I always do a lookup. Okay, so see how there's a L right there? Yep. So I'm going to click on the one that says NUR 101L and I'm going to hit select. Let's hope this works. Okay, now I'm going to go over to the section box and I'm just going to hit the question mark. Look, A, B, or C. Remember how I just said there was Monday? What is this? I can't. Monday, Wednesdays, or Fridays.
Yeah.
And you click on the one you want. You hit, I don't know what you want, but do you know what you want?
FA.
FA, okay, there we go. We're gonna hit select. It's gonna take 7 years because we're at QCC online. Okay, and then I'm gonna hit add.
What's the circle? Oh,
No,
Okay,
add. And now you are registered for the lab.
thank you. So
Okay.
why does it say Friday under 101?
Yeah,
So
this is what
Friday.
I'm saying. Just ignore whatever it says on here.
Okay.
So you are FA,
Yeah.
go to the Blackboard page, look at the dates as I wrote them out,
Mhm.
look for FA for your course and FA for your lab,
Okay.
and go by those. I don't know why that says.
Okay.
Well, those might be the class day may be Friday.
And then there's 2 Fridays too, and that's what made me more confused. I was like,
Right.
how do I have 2?
So
classes
just for
this
example,
way?
we'll use Carol as an example. So she is in FA class and she's in FA lab. So if we go back to, where the heck is it now? Go back to your course and go to, if I go back to that course dates, that's why I wrote this out like this to try to make it easier, but you are FA. So your classes are 2 Fridays. That's your class day, is Friday. That's why it said Friday. Okay, so you have Friday the 17th and Friday, November 7th. Those are your class days. But your lab is also FA, and the lab FA section is Monday.
Month. Okay.
Okay,
So ignore that it said Thursday.
ignore what that says. I think the reason why that says Thursday right there is the final exam is due or whatever. A final exam period is 12/11. Let's see if we can solve that mystery. Oh, no. There we go. Yeah, December 11th is a Thursday, which is the day that is technically your final exam period, but we're not coming here for a final. But
Right.
that's why the registrar says, now I can't get rid of it. That's why the register says that. Okay, but that's why I say that's very confusing. So ignore this and just know what your section is from this and then go to the class dates and look at it on here. Okay. All right, so North Star Literacy signups, okay? Boot camps, look at that and sign up if you want to do that. Okay, and make sure you register for labs. Okay, those are your assignments after you leave here. And again, most of this is recorded from today, so I know it's a long time until we're actually starting. So if you need to listen to it again, please feel free. Also, you saw that a lot of materials are posted, right? And for the paramedics, it's set up the exact same way. With the start here and you have your syllabus day by day and the books are the same. Again, a lot of this stuff is hidden, but you have your lab modules and clinicals are not in there yet, but But it's, you know, set up the same way for you guys, and we'll start earlier and we'll be together, so I can answer all kinds of questions when we get to 100. But I think that's all I have. So does anybody have any other questions for me? Or I will hang around up here if you guys have questions you want to come up. It was lovely to meet you all. I'll see you in the fall.
I have a question. So the parking, can you park right in front of here, or do we have to park on the two same parking?
So it's either McGrath parking or the one that's across from Hanover. Not across the street. Yeah. But it's part of your, like your parking ticket gets validated.
Yeah, no, I know, because it's just the walk. Like, oh my goodness.
No, it's not far. It's right there.
It took me 7 minutes to get here.
Oh,
Plus, I thought I was lost, so.
okay.
yeah, that's fine.
It probably felt longer. Yeah.
I know, what's the average in days?
It's either 6 to 4 or 1 to 11. And it could be any time other than Tuesday, Thursday.
Okay.
Because Tuesday, Thursday, we reserve for that class. Yeah.
Okay.
You know, like before you like get to the course, when you said you have to do the boot camp and register for the clinical, right?
You don't have to register for clinical. You have to register for the lab section.
Lab section.
Yeah, so that's gonna be on the queue.
Mhm.
My site looks different than yours, so
No, because do I have to when I have it on my phone, do I have to do it like on the
I would
computer?
do it on a computer.
So when I go to the queue, where should I go?
So mine looks like, I have a tab that says
Mhm.
advising and then registration. But mine is different than yours.
Okay.
But, and if you have any trouble, I would just reach out to the advisory
IT?
center. Advisory center,
Advisor center,
then
they will
they'll
help me to,
register
okay, register for the lab.
for the lab. Yep.
Okay, register for lab and the book.
Yeah, grab that folder, that, and so it's fun, you can scan with your phone.
Okay, and register for the, I think like, it's all within September.
Yeah.
Oh, let me write it. You said register for lab.
Yep, and then if you think that the technology, like you wanna sign up for that North Star literacy program I was talking about, put your name on one of those forms. I have several forms, so if you wanna spread them out, more people can. fill that out.
I have a question for the, 108. So I saw that it was a lecture, and then it was 2 lab days, and then another lecture, is that right? Maybe that is laid out.
108, you don't have the schedule for yet.
I'm not 108,
Oh, 101?
yeah, 101.
Yeah, so you have 2 days of lecture,
Yeah,
you have 2 days of lab, and then you have a competency.
because I think that I had seen that it was like, or like the first date was lecture, and then lab, and then lecture.
Right.
I just wanted to see, because I know that I have a week in November that I'm gonna try to accommodate, that I'm gonna be away, and it looks like that might be the last lecture. So I just wanna see.
Yeah, so lecture is not mandatory,
Yeah,
so are you FA or FB?
I don't know.
Okay, so those are the class days.
Yeah. So 10, 14, like, for example, if I looked at like 10, okay, so FB would be class the 14th and the 4th. And then the practice labs are just in between those days.
Right.
Okay, so then the lecture I can just look at like the PowerPoint and stuff online. and everything.
Yep.
Okay, awesome. Thank you.
Welcome, good to see you.
Thank you. Can I still recording, by the way?
Oh, thank you. Thanks for that. It's hard to remember. Where's my? There we go.